Okay, now let's look at how a student would submit an assignment and how a teacher is going to receive and grade that assignment in Canvas, and some of the steps and how simple it really is to achieve those items within the system. So let's say I'm a student now and I'm coming in here and I've got my list to all of my different assignments. I can just access these right here. And I could click into one of these assignments that I want to submit to, where we just created a Writing 101 assignment. I'll show you kind of what it looks like in here. As a student, you'll see the Submit Assignment button, and I can click on that. Now, depending on what resources the teacher is allowing you for submissions, you'll see these different tabs here. So I could upload a file. My teacher is allowing me to upload a file. So I can just search a file from my computer here and upload that. They've also given me this text entry box, which will give me a rich content editor here. And right from here, I can just start typing into this rich content editor and then basically submit that document that I'm building and creating right here. I can upload a website URL. So maybe that blog post or something, I can just paste it in here. Canvas is going to take a snapshot or a picture of that website URL that you've submitted at that time, and then the teacher will see exactly what you submitted. Or this also works, I know some history teachers really utilize this for current events, and so they'll have at the beginning of the week, the students will have to go and they'll find something in some form of a newspaper article or things like that, New York Times, and they can cut and paste the website URL of that article, paste that in here, and the teacher will get it and they can grade that and view it. At the beginning, we registered our Google Drive account, and now I have access to my own drive in Canvas, and so I can kind of search through this and I can click on one of these items and just submit that right from here. I've also got the ability to record or upload media, and so as a student I could just click on this record button and record media. So I pull up my webcam here and I can record a video of myself singing the national anthem to turn in. And that's how easy that is for the students. I've also enabled Dropbox, and so I've got my Dropbox account here that I can click on, which will allow me to access all of my personal Dropbox files, and then I can just submit right from that into Canvas as well. So that's how simple it is. If I want to do any of that, that's how your students are going to submit. When a student does submit, I'll jump into another assignment that I have some assignment submissions on. And I'll show you. So creative warm-up here. When a student does submit an assignment, they will always get this green check mark letting them know that it's been turned in. So if the student turns something in and they have an issue or a glitch with the Wi-Fi or the internet connection or something like that, they can always go back to the assignment, see this green box or this green check mark letting them know that, hey, that's been submitted. Or if they don't have that, they know, oh, it didn't go through, I need to resubmit that. So no more, did that email go through? Canvas is letting the students know that yes, it's been submitted. Okay, so that's how easy it is to grade or submit an assignment in Canvas. Now I want to talk grading. So as teachers, for grading these assignments, what does that look like? How are you going to accomplish that? Is it going to be a hard thing or is it simple? But most of all, just what does it look like in Canvas? And I'm happy to report it's very easy and very seamless. So let's say as a teacher you want to utilize a rubric for grading. You can do that in Canvas. You don't have to attach rubrics to assignments, but you can. And this assignment has a rubric, creative essay rubric, attached to this assignment. I've got some different criterion here. I've got a yellow flag on this bottom criterion, and that's showing me that this is tied to some kind of an outcome. Could be Common Core state standard. We have those built into Canvas that you can utilize and pull into your rubrics for grading. You can also build out your own outcomes that you can track and report and tie in. So then if maybe you as a school or as a district, you have your own outcomes, you can build those out into Canvas and then pull those into rubrics and then receive the reporting on how students are performing against those outcomes. But that's basically just what this yellow flag is showing. As a school or as a teacher, you can share rubrics as well. So a school could create rubrics and have them at the account level, and then a teacher could go in, and when they're building out an assignment, they can find or search for a rubric and then select the rubric they want and tie that into this assignment. Or a teacher could just build out their own rubric right from here. And so then if I'm using that rubric, now let's jump into Speedgrader. This is our grading application. So with Speedgrader, we do have Speedgrader as an iPad app. It's a free app, so your teachers can download Speedgrader and grade right on their iPad. And that makes it super simple. They can grade on the go. Maybe their students or their own son's soccer game. Well, they can be watching him play soccer while they're grading their creative writing assignment submissions. So we have that on an app for the iPad, and we also have a desktop version, which I'll show you right now. So I'll click into Speedgrader, which will open us up into the grading application. I've got my students up here, and so I can see I've got a bunch of students that have already been graded, and then I have 2 students that are not graded. And I can just click on any of those. The student submission shows up here in the bulk of this, and then I can click over to the next student if I want to and view their submission. The student will have, I'll see the student submission type. Looks like they uploaded a Google Doc, or not a Google Doc, a Word doc here. I could download this attachment and utilize that. I can also see that they've submitted more than once. So I could go back to any of those earlier versions that they've submitted and see what was going on there. I can, for any of your teachers that are kind of leery about grading online or grading on a computer because they really like their red pen or they like marking it up and giving the students the feedback right on that submission, well, they can still do that right in Canvas. And so I'm given the ability, I can do some of these comments. Maybe I'm in the middle of this paragraph and I'm like, what does this mean? I can leave the comment, so then as a student comes through, they're going to see this, see my comment. They could even respond right to this comment if they wanted to. I can come in here, I could draw right on this. So maybe I want to just X that out and say it's not first period, this is third period, or I want to add a circle, maybe make it a 9 plus because they did really good, whatever. You can just draw right on this assignment submission. You can also highlight if you want to. So I can take in here and I can highlight certain areas. I just want to highlight that part of that sentence. I could do a text box. I could strike things out. So you can still grade, you can still mark up their assignment submissions even though it's online. But then you have access to these other cool tools which will make grading even faster than if it's just on paper. So I can come in right here and I can say, all right, I want to view this rubric. So we have that rubric that was tied to this assignment. So now I can pull that up and say, all right, they get a 3 there. The length of the essay, that's not very long. They watched both videos. Well, they didn't seem to teach the principles of the videos. The content was pretty good. And then did they understand concepts for editing and writing? They need some improvement. So then I can save that. It will automatically tally up the scores. So 10 out of 20, that score is automatically going into the grade book in Canvas. I can leave overall comments. Just on the assignment as a whole here, I could type in comments that the student would see. I can also come in here and leave some media comments. So again, I can spin up my webcam or just do voice comments. And this allows me to leave really quick, fast, yet powerful feedback for my students. Maybe 30 seconds of me talking into my webcam, the student will view that video and know exactly why they scored a 10 out of 20 on this assignment. And then I just click on to the next student and there I go. That's grading in Canvas. Super seamless, super simple, yet there's a lot of powerful tools for you as a teacher.